All right, joining me now, our great friend Dan Clifton, Strategas partner and director of research in Washington, D.C. Dan, welcome back. So, Dan, it just strikes me as odd that Joe Biden never uttered one peep to help the Supreme Court justices be safe at their homes and their children's schools. But it sounds like he's going to send the National Guard to take over and attack Exxon and probably Chevron as well. Now, what is this? This is the official declaration of war against American fossil fuel companies? What kind of nonsense is this?
Well, that's right, Larry. It is nonsense. And if you want to understand why we're here in the first place, you have to think about the extreme policy error that was made early in this administration to shut down any type of new oil and gas production and shutting down the pipelines. But it gets deeper than that. When Putin went into Ukraine, it was very clear to everybody that oil prices were going to go up. Rather than saying, okay, how do we deal with this situation? The administration made a decision that they were not going to expand any part of the fossil fuel infrastructure, would rather go to Saudi Arabia and Venezuela and ask them for their oil. And now they're upset because oil prices are rising, gasoline prices are rising, and that will continue through the summer. Larry, we're very concerned that if we have one bad hurricane with no room for error here, you could see refining capacity come offline maybe in August or September. And so now the administration is freaking out because of their own mistakes and now threatening these companies that if they don't increase to a level that the administration is not happy with, we could see significant policy changes, such as getting rid of crude exports or LNG exports, or possibly going in and even trying to nationalize or put price controls in place.
Well, that's the thing.
All of that would be failure.
No, that's the thing.
Policy error creates policy error, creates policy error, and that's why we're in this position today.
The threat of, I know this is far-fetched, but this is a far-fetched crowd. The threat of nationalization is, I'm glad you put it on the table. It is worth considering how extremist and far-left socialist that would be. Look, the near cousin to it is this attack. I don't know what he meant by, whatever authority the government has. I mean, nobody knows what the hell that means. The other thing is, Dan, this blather about the excess profits tax. Now, Biden is saying that. Ron Wyden, the chairman of the Finance Committee, at least until the cavalry comes, he's saying the same thing. How would you handicap the chances of that?
Let me just explain what they're trying to do. They're trying to have votes in Congress that are not going to get passed into law to then say, well, the Republicans are for higher gasoline prices. It's not our fault. I am worried after watching this Fed press conference today. I'm worried because GDP growth is possibly negative in the first half of the year. We get 8% inflation, and we're playing political games on votes of bills that are not going to come into law. And the best way to explain this, Larry, when you were in the White House, the economy was about to be shut down by the governors over COVID. And this your administration made a decision that we were going to have to do a large fiscal package. That didn't make you happy. A lot of the provisions in there didn't make that happy. But Republicans made a decision to do what was best for the country. They cannot get past their climate ideology to actually start creating the incentives for more production and distribution of fossil fuels to relieve the pressure for American workers.
They don't believe it.
And that's what's leading to this. This is political games, and people are hurting.
They don't believe it. I mean, they don't want to do it because they don't believe it. Look, we had the big bill, the $3 trillion bill in 2020. That was a bipartisan bill. Both parties was worked out. All right, let me ask you this. Do you think there'll be any tax hikes? Do you think there'll be any build back? I just have 1 minute, Dan, because we're tight today. Build back better. I mean, I know there were Joe Manchin rumors, but I think it's come to nothing. Axios runs that Joe Manchin story every few months. There's no fact or figures for it. That nothing's going to happen. Tell me nothing's going to happen. That's what I really want to hear. Larry, comment, nothing's going to happen.
Every day the probability goes down. But look, we just keep making policy mistakes, one right after another. Why won't they do another one? So I don't put anything past them. My sense here, with zero growth in the first half of 2022, if you raise taxes, that would be an even more enormous policy error. And I got to tell you, the European Union, Larry, they're having a vote today to basically have Poland adopt the global minimum tax, which would put all 27 European countries on record for a global minimum tax. This is terrible policy as we are starting to enter into a crisis here. And I just think that the cavalry has to be coming to get this policy in better shape to deal with this crisis.
But I will say one thing that's important you mentioned. In this election year, like we're just a few months away, 4 months away, 4.5 months away, you're having a first half GDP could be negative with inflation up 8 to 10%. I just have to think that's devastating. You know, you saw this gal won in Texas yesterday along the border. I mean, I think that's another sign that the cavalry really is coming big time. Anyway, I got to leave it there.
I totally agree. That district moved 12 points to the Republicans, very similar to Virginia moving 12 points to the Republicans, very similar to New Jersey moving 12 points to the Republicans during the 2021 race. A 12-point shift would give the Republicans the largest House majority on record going back to 1928 if that plays out the way it did in last night's special election in the November election, and all the trends are pointing in that direction.
Well, then we'll all have to get together if they win and sit down and reteach them supply-side economics.
Yeah,
That's what we're gonna have to do. Dan Clifton, Strategas, thank you, buddy. Appreciate the update very much.
Thank you, Larry.